In this video, I'm going to share with you how I plan to pass a prop firm challenge using simple strategies. And I'm also going to share with you how I'm doing on the very first day of trading. Let's get into this right now. Hello everybody. My name is John Fraser. Welcome to Supermarket FX. Today I'm going to take you through a current challenge that I'm in, a 2-week challenge with FTMO. And when I can consistently do this several times, passing these challenges, then my goal is to attempt a real challenge. And today I'm going to show you how that's going. I just started a new one yesterday, and I'm going to show you on how I look at the market, and hopefully that'll help you along the way as well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll try to answer as much as I can for you. And okay, let's get into it. Okay, now you can see here, this was a challenge that I did 2 weeks before, and I didn't pass it. I came fairly close, but I was using a couple different concepts. I was just throwing anything at it, seeing what could stick. Got a lot of good ideas, but the problem was I wasn't doing anything consistently. So the other half of the week, most of that trading actually was the second half of the week. So it was going pretty well. And that's what you're going to see going forward on all my other challenges. I won't be strategy hopping or anything like that. The concepts will be the same. Nothing will be different. And hopefully you can get some value out of this. So you can see from here that I just started another $200,000 2-week free challenge account, and that started yesterday. And you can see at the top that I already started a couple trades before I took this picture of it, and we're going to go through that in a few moments. And if you look below it, you can see that the one that I almost passed was 4.75%. Now, the great thing about that is that would have been more than enough to pass my Forex funds, because they only require 8% for the month. And I was well over that at the half point, well past the half point. And I think both offer an extension anyway, so I would have been okay in that sense of it. But I want to be able to safely be over these amounts. So like, I want the target, I think, on these challenges are 5% for 2 weeks for FTMO. So if I can consistently get over 5%, well over 5%, over and over and over again, then I plan to go for a $200,000 challenge account, a real challenge account. Now, I've heard some talks that there's a $300,000 one. I'd actually like to go for that one as well. But we're going to see what's available when the time comes. But minimum, it's going to be a $200,000 challenge account. So before I start throwing money at something, I want to actually make sure that I can prove to myself that I can consistently do this. I know some people don't agree with that, but that's the way that I'll be doing it. Now, when we, how is it that I look at the market? I'm going to talk about that right now. So if you look at this chart here, Euro USD, we're on the 15-minute time frame. Now, what I'm looking for are areas where I expect price to bounce from. So Why would I think that price is going to bounce from those areas? Now, when I look at the charts, I don't use any indicators, and I just try to picture where price is likely to go. And I think that it would target stop losses. Like when I'm looking at price, I just think, where would I put my stop loss? And then I wait for price to return to that area. And if it does, then I drop down to the 1 minute for an entry pattern. If I get the entry pattern that I want, then I take the trade. I don't aim for a target on the 15 minute. I aim for a short-term target on the 1 minute. So I'll aim for the low of the leg on the 1 minute. And I will also take partials sometimes if I feel that I want to at that point. And you can decide when you get to a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2, 50% of the way, whatever you decide. And anytime that I do take partials, I automatically move my stop loss to break even. So then it becomes a risk-free trade. So now this is pretty simple, the way that you look at it. And you might actually have a better chance of doing well with your trades if you take your entries in the right point, in the right place. Now, if you decided halfway up to take a trade because you've seen some candle pattern, and then it ended up going against you, you think Forex is a scam, you're not happy with it, you're going to go try something else or a new strategy. Maybe it's because of where you took your entry. So if you decide to take entries where typically your stop losses would be, and make sure that your stop loss when you take your entry is above that, then there's a good chance that maybe it may run in your favor. Your win rate may go up. And but let's take a look. Like I'll show you. When I look at the market here, this is what I see. This is how I see it. These are all potential areas where I think price may bounce from. Doesn't mean that they will. So as price comes into those areas, you're dropping down to the 1 minute and you're looking for candle entries. So what type of pattern? That depends. Depends what you're looking for. You can try any type of pattern. But ideally what you're looking for is some type of exhaustion and possibly an engulfing pattern. So you see price stalling out in an area, and then you see some kind of momentum going in the opposite direction. Just before the close of the candle, that would be an ideal time to take the entry. Now, it could turn and go against you, and then end up losing the trade. But don't let that discourage you. Keep doing this. Move your stop losses to break even. Take partials. So even if the trade doesn't reach your target and comes back against you, maybe you'll still profit slightly. And in the long run, you're going to do well if you've got a strategy that works. This will take practice, but you can see there's nothing complicated about this. This is simple as can be. I've tried complicated stuff. It doesn't work all the time. Nothing does. But this is what I prefer. I like my charts simple. I don't want to try to complicate anything whatsoever. So once I've seen my area, so now what I do is on TradingView, I'll mark my areas. There's areas that just before I expect price to bounce, I'll set an alert. Set an alert on on the computer, and if price comes into that area, alert goes off, then I'll come to the computer and take a look. I don't sit at the screen constantly. I can't do that. It's easier for me if I'm away from the screen and I just mark the areas that are important to me. When price comes to it, it sends me an alert. Then I go on to my MetaTrader and I take a look there. And on the 1 minute, I'm looking for my pattern. If I don't see my pattern, I don't take it. I don't take the trade. You leave it alone. You walk away. You don't try to make it possible. You don't try to convince yourself that you should have taken it. Maybe it'll actually run in your favor, but it didn't give you the pattern. And then you try to convince yourself that you should have taken it. And now you're going to start accepting trades that you never should have accepted in the first place. And then when those start going against you, you're not even going to know what you're taking because you're taking too many different types of trades. So just stick to certain patterns, just a hand, 2 or 3 patterns, something that you see over and over again, and only take those and see how you do. And you can see how my day ended. It shows 9 trades, but it was actually 5 trades for the day, I believe. And if you take a look here, I don't know why this is, but you can see that I lost. It says a max daily loss was 544.73. Now, when I show you in a few moments, you're going to see that I never had a loss of 544.73, so I'm not really sure what happened. This was all done in the same trading day. I closed everything down. My longest trade was, I think, an hour for the day. And though it shows that I had a loss, and I don't know if that's because I took partials and that did something. Maybe if somebody knows why that happened, they could leave a comment below for me and let me know what's going on. Now you can also see at the end of the day, I tallied it up and it was 1.7% profit for the day, which wasn't bad. Remember, I'm only risking 0.4%. So not bad. I'm risking just slightly less than 0.5% per trade. So to me, I think that's fair. And let's take a look here now. If we go into here, you can see all the trades that I took for the day. And starting from the bottom, I believe that one was by itself. And the next trade, I took 2 partials and then closed out with profit on that as well. And the next one was another partial, and then I believe there was 2 trades there that I moved to break even, and I believe, or I'm trying to remember how that was. That one, there was one that I think I took partial, and then it came back up and it hit my stop loss at break even, and then another one that got me at break even. I didn't get an opportunity to take any partials, and the last one I took a partial, and then I closed it out with a good profit off of that. So all in all, the day went really well. I'm really happy with how I'm applying these methods. I'm going to try to explain things a little better to everybody as I get further into this. And I think you're going to enjoy these concepts. because if you're like me, you've been driving yourself crazy trying to find the right strategy that could work. I've almost tried everything out there. So, and it's funny how you come back to the most simplest form, just a bear chart, simple strategies. That's what I'm going to help you with. And I hope you enjoyed my progress, and hopefully you're on your way to becoming a funded trader as well. And for that, we'll leave it at that now, and talk to you soon.